second weekend of active TO with sections of major Toronto roads blocked off for walkers, runners, and bikers looking to enjoy the weather while physically distancing.
The zoo's drive-through safari kicked off today, but it will be a while before many get a chance to hear this. That's tickets for the experience sold out.
Will soon be the focus of a clinical trial here in Canada. But with the end goal still a way off, testing needs to remain a top priority. NHL players have their say, while the NBA is headed to South Florida. Sports at 45. And coming up in business, a consensus is growing that home prices will drop, but there are still questions about when and how much.
Already last episode, but it's not.
Thank you, Cam. And watch for a stalled vehicle on the southbound 427 ramp to Eva Road. It's blocking the left lane of that ramp, but no delay. Southbound Victoria Park has blocked at Sunrise because of a collision. Emergency crews are on scene, and it's still slow going northbound Aaron Mills Parkway as you travel towards Burnhamthorpe. It's all because of single lane construction. Now, for the weekend, we have active TO taking place. So eastbound Lakeshore is closed from Windermere to Stadium Road. Eastbound Lakeshore is also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine. And north and southbound Bayview extension from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road all closed up. Eastbound Gardner is busy, but it's better than it was before. It's just busy from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. And if you're traveling on the westbound Gardner Queenie, no problems to pass along, although construction has blocked the West Mall Evans ramp to westbound QEW. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, the left lane is closed for construction. On the westbound 401, the ramp to McCowan is closed. And then as you approach Jane, the transfer to the Express has been closed for construction as well. Your next report is at 5:11. And now with a look at the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Just such a beautiful day across the GTA. We are seeing more clouds across the region now than we had earlier today, but those clouds don't have any moisture in them, so they can't bring any rain to us this evening, but we do have some more active weather for tomorrow evening. But tonight, 20 degrees will be the evening temperature, 13 will be the low. Tomorrow's high, 23. And again, rain moves in late tomorrow evening. Right now, it's 24 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low, 13.
680 News Time, 5:03.
We've been staying inside for a good 2 months now, but the weather today lifting our spirits. There are plenty of ways to enjoy the sunshine and warm temperatures while still physical distancing this weekend.
680's Michelle Mackey joins us live with what you need to know. Michelle.
Well, Caitlin, it's the second weekend sections of major city roadways have been blocked off for walking, running, and biking. Councillor Joe Cressy, chair of Toronto's Board of Health, says active TO is the new and better normal.
It means that on weekends, sunny, beautiful days like today, that people will be able to go out, whether on Lakeshore or Bayview, and practice safe physical distancing while enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, we will all
and coming soon, active TO
time.
will look like an interconnected city with cycling infrastructure and bike lanes.
We know that if everybody rushes back to the TTC, they're not going to be able to physically distance there. And that's why it's so important that we redesign our streets.
As you've been hearing in our traffic reports with Christine, active TO road closures include sections of Lakeshore and Bayview, and they'll be in effect until 11 p.m. Sunday night. It comes as Toronto Public Health reports 220 new cases of COVID-19 in the city, a 2.2% increase in the total number of cases, which now stands over 9,800. 7 deaths have also been reported today, while 204 more people have now recovered. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 News Time, 5:04. It may take a while, but it is starting to feel like spring out there. Even summer today. 680's Joey Keeney has more on the forecast. Some cold and rainy weather in April and early May put a damper on everyone coming out of their winter/COVID-19 hibernation/quarantine. That's about to change with some nice temperatures expected today. But it's important to remember that physical distancing and following guidelines like wearing masks when you can are more important than ever. Take it from this woman who was hanging at Trinity Bellwoods Park yesterday.
I think everyone's been cramped inside, so it's nice to get outside, get fresh air, but I still have to just be careful, I guess.
And our weather specialist Denise Andriachi says things are finally starting to feel more and more like summer in the coming days.
The trend is very warm, and if you've been missing that Humidex, it's back in the forecast. It's going to feel much warmer with the humidity starting on Monday. We'll be feeling into the low to mid 30s on certain days just because of all of that muggy air that's going to be moving into the lower Great Lakes.
I'm Joey Keeney.
You can add drive-through zoos to the list of things people in Toronto will spend all day waiting in line for. It's the opening day for the Scenic Safari at the Toronto Zoo, and 680's Lucas Canceletto reports it's in high demand.
Tickets for the zoo's highly anticipated, physically
I'm
distanced
not like everybody
brand
else.
new
These people
safari
are crazy in the
experience
house, right?
went on sale yesterday. And no surprise here, demand outweighs supply, selling out within hours. Thousands waited in a virtual queue to buy tickets ranging in price from $32 to $59. Toronto Zoo's CEO, Dolph DeJong, says they are grateful for the overwhelming response as costs go towards helping the animals.
Literally 400 plus different species, 5,000 individuals getting their meals prepared every day. None of that changed with COVID-19. That's a key part of what we do. So those costs are fixed for us, but we're so grateful for everyone who joins us for the Scenic Safari, who makes this contribution and helps us continue that incredibly important work.
I'm Lucas Castelletto. Covering now on the TTC Line 1, the Yonge University line. Toronto police are investigating an injury at track level at Lawrence Station. The TTC says it has stopped all southbound trains on Line 1 for the time being. Delays are expected and commuters are being asked to find alternate routes. As soon as the incident clears up, we'll let you know here on 680 News.
680 News Time, 5:07. On a beautiful sunny Saturday, it's great to have some park amenities open again, like picnic areas and skate parks. Or is it? 680's Carl Hansky says it's proving to be a challenge for parents.
When 7-year-old Samuel noticed the caution tape was gone from around his local BMX park this morning, he had two immediate thoughts.
Put my bike, play.
And Mom said, let's go.
They have to do something or we'll all lose our mind.
But that's led to parents running around more than their kids, trying to keep everyone separated.
You can't force kids to socially distance. It's really hard to enforce, so I'd rather not fight with my son about keep your distance, don't get so close. So we'll continue to find ways to amuse ourselves.
While skate parks, sports fields, basketball, and tennis courts are open again, everyone using them must stay at least 6 feet apart. If that's not possible, you're supposed to leave and come back when it is. Out on Park Patrol, I'm Carl Hansky.
And a promising way forward for a COVID-19 vaccine in Halifax. However, until one is available, the Premier of Ontario is pleading for anyone with symptoms to get tested. 680's Jordan McGinn reports.
The vaccine is one of more than 100 others being tested globally, but it's a great first step. A study shows the first clinical trial in China triggered some mild to moderate side effects in some patients, but also triggered an immune response. Infection disease physician Dr. Mark Loeb tells the CBC what will be key is determining whether that could build up enough protection against the virus.
We don't really know the specific type of immune response that will be protected, what the level is.
Any vaccine is still quite a ways away, so right now the focus has to be on testing, and Premier Doug Ford's promising to do better.
Go and get tested. We encourage you. No one's going to be refused.
Provincial testing numbers have fallen off a cliff for 6 days in a row now. Over the same time frame, the rolling average of new cases has gone up. The newest numbers released today show 412 new cases, 27 new deaths, and just over 11,000 tests completed. I'm Stuart McGinn.
680 News Time, 5:09. One Ontario University making arrangements to keep a tradition alive despite the pandemic. Western University says it will still go through with its 71st annual homecoming this year. Only this time it will be held virtually. This year's homecoming was scheduled for the weekend of October 16th to 18th, and the dates remain the same for the virtual program. Western is expecting to host homecoming 2021 in person, ensuring it will be bigger and better than ever.
This is 680 News, and Eid celebrations that mark the end of Ramadan for Muslims around the world tonight will be very different this year because of COVID-19. 680's Zahir Hashimi explains.
If you're Muslim, congratulations. Today is the last day of Ramadan, and tomorrow is the first day of Eid. But COVID-19 has changed the way many Muslims celebrate the end of Ramadan this year. Instead of large community gatherings at Ontario's mosques, celebrations are being held online. Now, me and my family will normally start the day by going to a local mosque for Eid prayer. Then we'll gather with friends and... Wow!
Remporter le combat national des livres. 5-7 avec l'espoir de remporter le...
What's happening now is just...
Oh, I didn't tell you to stop. Don't fucking stop. Keep going, motherfucker. Oh, that's why. The button's shut.
And so did I.
centiliter at most.
De 5 à 7. 5:10.
This is 680
stations in the news.
Asking for help isn't always easy, but getting it should be. At Scotiabank, it's easy to apply for financial relief for you or for your business. You can quickly request a payment deferral online or access other financial support options. Or we can talk together about a personalized plan that will help you both today and tomorrow. Visit scotiabank.com/relief to learn more. Scotiabank.
8 different things not to do.
680 years
Going yellow makes green for ground, but
Here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by PinnacleHomeCare.ca. On the westbound 401, we have construction. The ramp to McCowan is closed, and westbound 401 just west of Bathurst in the collectors. 2 right lanes are closed off. Beyond that, westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed for construction. No problems or delays on the eastbound 401, northbound 400 approaching Dunlop. There's still road work taking place in the left lane. And we have the West Mall Evans ramp to westbound QEW also closed because of road work. Eastbound Gardner is busy from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp because you can't really use the eastbound Lakeshore this afternoon. For active TO eastbound Lakeshore from Windermere to Stadium, it's closed off, and eastbound Lakeshore from Coxwell to Woodbine is also closed. More things going on for active TO. We have Bayview Extension closed from Mill Street up to Rosedale Valley Road. River is closed from Gerard to Bayview as well. East and westbound Elgin Mills west of Young closed for construction until about 9 o'clock tonight. Maintain your independence and thrive at home. Pinnacle Care's highest priority is your health and well-being. Visit pinnaclehomecare.ca for a free evaluation. Your next report is at 5:21, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And it has just been a beautiful day across the region, and it's been spring-like, but spring was probably here for about a week before we start feeling the summer-like temperature. So tonight, during the evening, around 20 degrees, down to 13 during the overnight. Tomorrow, it's mainly dry. Evening rain showers, possible thunderstorm as well. And then tomorrow's high 23, but for Monday, 28. Mix of sun and cloud and a humidex of 32 with a light southwesterly wind. And then it gets even hotter as we head into the middle of the week. Right now, 23 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low, 13.
680 News Time, 5:13.
The NBA and Mickey Mouse are moving closer to a July marriage. The league announced that Disney World is on track to become the sole site for the NBA's fanless resumption to the season, likely in late July. The venue of the ESPN's Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando that houses several courts inside the Milk House Gym, which was the prior site of the NBA Draft Combine. The Walt Disney World Resort started a phased reopening on Wednesday with certain restrictions and enhanced health and safety measures. The Orlando area has been one of the least affected COVID-19 areas in Florida. This is 680 News.
You might look at a cannabis edible and think, oh, how cute. That one's shaped like a gummy bear. But with an unpredictable high and delayed effects, it's not as innocent as it looks. Much like a puppy with a samurai sword. Or the doll that came to life in that horror movie. Come to think of it, pretty much any doll makes me a little anxious. Those eyes, watching, oh boy, I think it's kicking in. Learn how to talk with your kids about cannabis edibles at drugfreekidscanada.org. God, my hands are enormous. These kids are my slaves.
At Sleep Country, we're real sleep experts, and we're available online or by phone to help you find your best sleep. Because whatever your sleep needs, we're here to listen. Whether you like a hard mattress and your husband likes a soft one, your daughter's back from school and all of a sudden she needs a bedroom, or you need a mattress with more back support, let a real sleep expert match you to a better sleep. Connect with us online at sleepcountry.ca. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
This is All News Radio, 680 News. 23 degrees, plenty of sunshine, partly cloudy. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Cam Dorich. Here are the top stories this hour. The roads belong to the people. Well, some of them. Active TO is back this weekend to allow pedestrians more room to stretch their legs and enjoy the sunshine.
Revolutionary for a second, bro. Jesus. I'm taking Gary's in my head. Where are we going, dog?
412 new cases of COVID-19 were reported this morning, along with 27 more deaths. A troubling trend in testing is starting to emerge, with the province testing fewer people than the day before for the 6th straight time. And coming up after sports, the Royal Canadian Air Force is preparing to honor Captain Jen Casey, who lost her life when a snowbird's plane crashed last weekend in Kamloops. 680 News Time, 5:15. And time now for 680 Sports, and from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here is George Russick.
The NHLPA Executive Board authorized further negotiations with the NHL over how a 2014 return-to-play scenario would play out thanks to a vote last night. Under the NHL's initial proposal, the top 4 seeds based on points percentage in the East and the West qualify for the postseason. The next 8 teams in each conference will compete in a best-of-5 play-in series, with the winners going on to face each conference's top seeds. The NBA headed to Disney World. The NBA has been shut down since March 11th because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but ESPN is reporting that the NBA has entered into the early stages of conversations with the Walt Disney Company about restarting the remainder of its season at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida in late July, according to NBA spokesperson Mike Bass. And here are the finals from the German Bundesliga today. Canada's Alphonso Davies scored a power Bayern Munich past Frankfurt 5-2. Bayer Leverkusen beat up Gladbach 3-1. Werder Bremen bageled Freiburg 1-0. Paderborn and Hoffenheim settled nothing in a 1-1 tie, while Borussia Dortmund blanked Wolfsburg.
Exactly 25 cents to drop some right
Sports
away.
at 15 and 45 past every hour.
It's
For the
less or
time at
more.
sportsnet.ca/590. This is 680 News.
They held it over an hour last time, and I don't know if it like ran out of power.
Food delivery and truck drivers may not consider themselves heroes, but your Catholic teachers believe all essential workers are. Across the nation, these souls continue to risk their own health and well-being to keep the rest of us safe. By leaving their own homes, they allow us to stay in ours and are helping to flatten the curve. A message of appreciation from the York Catholic teachers. Be safe, be smart, be kind.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking about getting a good cut. I'm missing my barber, Bill.
The Toro 2340 can give you a good cut, and you don't need a barber.
Isn't that a lawnmower?
It is. A 22-inch walk-behind Toro self-propelled lawnmower, to be exact. It's on sale for $529, and it comes with a smart stove feature, allowing the mower to be stored upright, saving you garage space.
No barber needed to get a good cut. Just get a Toro from Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
680 News Time, 5:18.
The Royal Canadian Air Force is organizing a procession this weekend to honor the member of the Snowbirds who died in a plane crash in Kamloops, BC last weekend. 680's Veronica Thor reports.
There will be a brief ceremony on the tarmac of Halifax's airport, followed by a procession through the streets of Halifax in honor of Captain Jen Casey. The 35-year-old Halifax native died when she was ejected from a Snowbirds plane last Sunday over Kamloops, BC. The team was performing flyovers as part of a cross-country tour called Operation Inspiration, designed to boost the spirits of Canadians as we continue to cope with the COVID-19 pandemic. Honorary Lieutenant Colonel Corinne McClellan read an emotional statement from Casey's family.
We ask those who knew and loved Jen to cherish the memories that you have of her and continue to bask in the light that she shone on everyone's life. She is gone, and she will never be forgotten.
Casey's family is encouraging the community to wear clothing that represents her interests, including tragically hip apparel and Star Wars-related clothing. I'm Veronica Thor.
680 News Time, 5:19. New York's COVID-19 death toll has dipped below 100 for the first time since March. The news comes as other states are seeing a spike in virus cases.
Governor Andrew Cuomo says 84 people died Friday from the coronavirus.
For me, it's just a sign that we're making real progress. And I feel good about that.
Well, that brings the death toll to more than 2,300. Cuomo says 2 more regions, Mid-Hudson and Long Island, are on track to reopen this week, something he attributes to New Yorkers' diligence in social distancing and mask wearing.
You look at the New York curve, you look at how low it is, you look at the number of deaths, you look at the decline. Compare that with the rest of the nation, where you still see the rest of the nation's curve going up.
LA, DC, and Chicago remain persistent COVID hotspots, according to the White House task force. I'm Julie Walker.
And a warehouse on San Francisco's Fisherman's Wharf has been destroyed by an early morning fire. Firefighters are making multiple searches to ensure no one was inside the building on Pier 45. SFSD Lieutenant Jonathan Baxter says none of his crew was hurt.
One firefighter has been injured with a severe laceration to their arm or hand. That firefighter will be okay and was transported to a local hospital.
One of the reasons.
The fire tore through the warehouse, sending thick smoke over the waterfront and causing its walls to collapse. At one point, it threatened to spread to a historic Second World War era ship that docks by Pier 45. Officials say firefighters successfully saved the vessel. The cause is still under investigation. 680 News Time, 5:20. It's Merlot with a side of Mass.
The customer is taking it sold, says Duckhorn Wines, Carol Reaper.
We cannot wait to welcome everyone back. These wines can't drink themselves.
How do you sit with a mask?
You're welcome to take those off once you're seated at the table.
But you're 6 feet apart. It's the same over at Coppola Winery, says CEO Corey Beck.
We want you to feel safer here than you do going to Safeway, right? And if we can do that, we've done our job.
Most tasting rooms don't open until phase 3 of the plan. I'm Julie Walker.
680 News Time, 5:21.
Time for 680 News traffic and weather. Together on the ones. Here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by 407 ETR. A traffic spotters reports on the southbound 115 south of County Road 10, just south of Peterborough. We have a single vehicle collision blocking the left lane. So just watch for a delay in this area. That's southbound 115, just south of County Road 10. Now, if you're traveling along city streets, you're going to find southbound Victoria Park blocked at Sunrise, and that's due to a collision. Eastbound Gardner, a bit busy from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson Ramp, but it's actually improving despite the fact that we still have eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road, and eastbound Lakeshore is also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine, and that's all for active TO, which is also closed north and southbound Bayview Extension from Mill Street up to Rosedale Valley Road. If you're traveling along the westbound 401, just be prepared for some construction, but no delays. The ramp to McCowan is closed. At Bathurst and the collector's 2 right lanes closed off, and westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express has been closed. The westbound 407 ramps to and from southbound 427 are closed for construction. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, we have construction blocking the left lane, and just taking a look here, it doesn't appear to be causing any delay for you at this time. 407 ETR is proud to be United Way's first corporate partner in Canada to make a multi-year investment, sending $4 million to help the GTHA recover from COVID-19. Your next report is at 5:31. And now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Well, it's partly cloudy tonight, down to 13 degrees tomorrow. It's dry for, I'll say, about 2/3 of the day. We watch for some rain showers later in the day. I'm thinking about 7 to 8 o'clock. That's when we start to see lines of showers moving in. We could get some pretty intense rounds of showers, but then they move out as quickly as they blow in. And so 23 again is the high. Will be a little cooler by the lake tomorrow. And then for Monday, 28 degrees, sun and cloud, humidex of 32. Now, as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, this is the warmest way to close out May for sure. We have temperatures headed up to 28 on Tuesday, 29 on Wednesday. And the humidex, yeah, it's going to be really sticky across the GTA, feeling more like the low to mid 30s across the region. Right now, 23 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low, 13.
680 News Time, 5:23. At PEO Leadership, I'm surrounded by other business leaders who challenge me to become better. Les Mandelbaum, founder and CEO of Umbra. Leaders really need to step outside their world and get new perspectives.
PEO Leadership is more than peer-to-peer advisory. It's a community of top executives with global experience.
Our retail landscape is rapidly changing. PEO Leadership has been vital in helping us navigate through this.
The time to step up and lead is now. Go to PEO-leadership.com.
Coronavirus updates and breaking news. All on the
So I've got to fucking hole through a wall. I didn't put the hole in there. It looks professional, but not really. You don't put holes through walls.
680 News Time, 5:24. This portion of news brought to you by Aaron Park. Some sports have returned, but not hockey yet for now. Relive a big victory for Team Canada. Simon Bennett has your Retro Classics menu for tonight.
Sportsnet has been re-airing games from the 2016 World Cup of Hockey all week, and tonight with the final, both games featuring Canada and Europe.
Not allowed to cause interference. FCC Rule 15 Part 2
tonight. Meanwhile on the radio, Sid's first cup.
Lord Stanley, scratch their names on your fabled cup. The Pittsburgh Penguins are Stanley Cup champions 2009.
Game 7, Penguins Red Wings from the 2009 Stanley Cup Final. That goes at 7 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm Simon Bennett.
And in 60 seconds, we'll give you the business.
680 News Time 525. Aaron Park. You are essential. At work and at home, people depend on you. And you can depend on Aaron Park Toyota. Our dealership's open, and we've made changes to keep you and our team safe. Enjoy 180-day payment deferral on most new vehicle financing to make things a little easier. Aaron Park. It's time to Toyota, and it's time to support each other. Your new Toyota is waiting. Book an appointment now at aaronparktoyota.com.
Hi, I'm Sherry Tabb, co-founder of the Herzig Eye Institute. In support of public health efforts, we have put a pause on elective surgery at our Toronto and Ottawa locations. I and my Herzig Eye Institute staff remain available to you online and by phone to schedule future appointments and to help you stay up to date and safe. Your health is what matters most to us. Google High Definition Vision and sign up for my blog so we can stay connected. Look after yourself. Promise me.
680 News Time 526.
How do I do a
Check out the 680 News Business Report.
Okay, whatever.
I'm Martin McMahon. Given the mass unemployment and the struggles for many businesses, there's an expectation home prices will drop. The question is when and by how much. Evan Siddall, the head of Canada Mortgage and Housing, is out with a projection that home prices could fall as much as 18% over the next 12 months. I'm discussing this with Tom Davidoff, an economist at UBC Saunders School of Business who focuses on real estate. Tom, what do you make of this projection?
If you have people with continuing inability to make payments on mortgages, and of course, not a lot of people accumulating down savings to purchase homes as they're burning through cash rather than stockpiling cash, that has to reduce housing demand.
Do you expect we could see larger drops in parts of the country struggling more to contain the virus, like Montreal, for example?
I think that's a very good observation. Now, what I don't know is if there's a big difference in how long it will be before either Montreal or Vancouver are able to be back to business as usual. I imagine Montreal had an issue of snowbirds and maybe more irregular social distancing. If we were back to business as usual in Vancouver, I don't know that we wouldn't see numbers similar to Montreal, particularly if the U.S. insists on border openings, for example.
Home prices haven't dropped significantly yet. What do you make of that?
It's been remarkable to me that we haven't seen much damage to the housing market except very few transactions. It seems that, yes, there are much fewer buyers, but there's also fewer sellers. And so the price reductions have been limited. As time goes on, you expect that there'll be more forced sales or people just deciding it's time to sell.
That's Tom Davidoff, an economist with the Saunders School of Business. In the Business Center, I'm Martin McMahon.
Steel dealer days are back this spring with battery blowers and trimmers starting at $159.95, battery chainsaws at $399.95, and battery lawnmowers starting at only $599.95. Steel battery tools are easy to start, easy to run, and easy to maintain. And for a limited time, save 50% off your second battery when you purchase a new unit. See dealer for details. Steel battery products are sold at over 1,000 authorized steel dealers across Canada. Find yours today at steel.ca.
Weather.
It's all about the numbers. And if we're off by more than 3 degrees,
You can win our cash jackpot.
a number that continues to grow.
Enter at 680news.com.
He's waiting for me to
Welcome
dial
to
or put in
The
more
Bright
money or
Spot,
something.
an online community created especially for older adults, where you can learn new skills, stay fit, enjoy fun activities, meet new people, or stay in touch with friends, all from the comfort of your own home. Why not join us at The Bright Spot? Because after all, this is your time to shine. The YMCA of Greater Toronto. Visit brightspotymca.ca.
You'll hear it here
First, breaking news when it happens.
on 680 News.
Well, it's nice today, but taking a look at your short-term forecast, the same can't be said for all of tomorrow. We are expecting some rain tomorrow afternoon. A mix of sun and cloud as well to start the day. A chance for thunderstorms. It's going to be a high of 23, a low of just 14. Right now, downtown Toronto, we're still sitting pretty, 23 degrees. At the double tones, it's 5:30.
Number one for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Cam Durrett and Caitlin Lee. Good afternoon. It's Saturday, May 23rd.
Here's what's making news
English
right
song,
now.
long as fucking long as
Active TO is that.
Loving the open streets.
Pedestrians have more space on some major Toronto roadways through the end of the weekend.
The Toronto Zoo drive-thru opened for the first time today, but it wasn't exactly smooth sailing, with tickets selling out within hours after its website crashed.
On everything in it.
Skate parks, BMX parks, basketball courts reopening again is a good thing, right?
Just too hard to fight with the kids to keep socially distancing.
A lot of parents are saying they won't be back anytime soon. Today is the last day of Ramadan, and tomorrow is Eid. Celebrations are set to look a lot different this year due to COVID-19, with most plans being held online. NHL players have their say, while the NBA is headed to South Florida. Sports at 45. And coming up in business, we're gearing up for the quarterly earnings season for the big Canadian banks. The results due this coming week will see a big dent from the pandemic, with money set aside to cover bad loans.
I have no kids, so it's not like I'm that dangerous.
Time, 5:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by AGMRenovations.com. I am looking at a slowdown on the eastbound Gardner from the Humber Bridge in towards the Jameson ramp. It picks up and then it's a bit slow at the Spadina ramp also. Now, part of the reason is for active TO, we have eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road. Eastbound Lakeshore is also closed off from Coxwell to Woodbine, so just keep that in mind if you're heading into downtown. But leaving downtown, no problems or delays whatsoever. You know, the West Mall Evans ramp to westbound QEW is closed, but it's not causing a big delay. And if you're traveling east of the GTA, south of 115, south of County Road 10, we had a single vehicle collision blocking the left lane. So that's causing a bit of a bounce up if you're heading out of Peterborough right now. Also, we have single lane construction affecting northbound Erin Mills through Burnhamthorpe, so it's a slow go through there. Westbound 401 ramp to McCowan closed for construction. At Bathurst in the collectors, 2 right lanes are closed. In westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the express closed for construction. On city streets, we have southbound Victoria Park blocked at Sunrise because of a crash. Working from home on the couch with kids, turn your basement into a home suite from $4.90 a month. Visit AGMRenovations.com. Your next report is at 5:41, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And it is going to be a pretty decent day as we head into tomorrow. But for tonight, 13 degrees with partly cloudy conditions. That's the overnight low. And then as we head into tomorrow, dry for pretty much most of the day. But we are tracking some rain that moves in later tomorrow in the afternoon and into the early evening hours. And the exact timing, still a little bit up in the air. But we do have the chance for a few thunderstorms as well. 23 will be the high tomorrow. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low, 13.
680 News Time, 5:33.
Toronto faces unique challenges when it comes to fighting COVID-19 because of our dense population. But active TO back this weekend to help everyone keep their distance.
680's Michelle Mackey says it's especially important on such a nice day. She joins us live with the details. Michelle.
Yeah, Cam, for the second weekend in a row, sections of major city roadways have been blocked off to allow more space for bikers, walkers, and runners. It's all part of active TO, and Mayor Tory says it's a way to get some much-needed relief from the stress and strain of the past 2 months.
So you'll see this, you'll see us doing the quiet streets, you'll see us doing more of both, and you will see some augmentation to the cycling infrastructure that's going to happen early in the week.
The chair of Toronto's Board of Health, Councillor Joe Cressy, says that augmentation to the cycling network will make for a new and interconnected city.
To allow people to leave the car at home and instead travel to work in a safe manner in a protected bike lane.
Active TO road closures include sections of Lakeshore and Bayview and will remain in effect until 11 p.m. Sunday night. It comes as Toronto Public Health reports 220 new cases of COVID-19 in the city, a 2.2% increase in the total number of cases, which now stands at over 9,800. 7 deaths have also been reported today, while 204 more people have now recovered. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 News Time, 5:34. It took a while, but one step outside and you can feel it. Spring has sprung.
Parks are now reopened in the city, and more people are going outside to enjoy the outdoor space. A lot of people will surely be outside taking advantage of the nicer weather, but it's important to remember to physically distance and stay safe. Take some advice from this woman who was at Trinity Bellwoods Park yesterday.
I try, number one, not to come out if I really don't have to, but it is a beautiful day. So I'm just getting out. I use a mask. I use a sanitizer with me all the time.
And our weather specialist, Denise Andriachi, says as things heat up,
the humidity rises.
And that is really one of the biggest characteristics of weather here in southern Ontario as we move into early summer, is that we start to tap into that humidity. Today is just a beautiful day, so of course people will be out and about, just a hint above seasonal, lots of sunshine today, and your guaranteed high 24 degrees.
I'm Joey Key. This is 680 News at 5:35. After being closed for the last 2 months, Toronto Zoo reopened with a drive-through experience today. But getting tickets, not so easy. 680's Lucas Castellano reports. If you planned on attending the zoo's drive-through experience today, get in line. Tickets for the safari went on sale on Friday, but for some guests, it took hours of waiting until they were able to get their tour booked. The demand was so high, the zoo's website crashed, and tickets sold out within hours. The zoo did issue an apology to customers on social media, saying that a high volume of traffic caused glitches in the system. CEO Dolph DeJong says all the zoo wants is for people of all ages to enjoy this experience.
We've had a lot of help along the way with this. We've been looking at their safety plans, looking at how they're operating to make sure we can do this as seamlessly as possible and have the best guest experience possible.
Those who couldn't score tickets, well, they can at least enjoy footage from the scenic safari on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Lucas Castellano.
It's a beautiful sunny day to get outside and let the kids run around, get some exercise. The city opening some park amenities, but as we hear from 680's Carl Hansky, it's created some challenges.
For parents, seeing their local sports fields, basketball courts, and skate parks open again is a huge bonus.
It's great to have something for them to do because they've been cooped up, so they'll be able to at least get out there and burn some energy.
And kids are ecstatic that they have more room and freedom now to run, ride, and play.
Much better. And I kind of hate this COVID thing. I hate this thing a lot.
But after spending a frantic few minutes running around trying to keep their kids away from all the other kids, a lot of parents tell me they won't be back anytime soon.
There's just nobody there we'll play, but I don't think we'll be running there, especially with other people. Just too hard to fight with the kids.
Tennis courts and BMX parks are also open. Playgrounds and splash pads, pools, and all outdoor exercise equipment remain closed until further notice. I'm Carl Hansky.
Good. I don't need 400 new cases of COVID-19 and 27 more deaths today, with fewer tests being done for the 6th straight day. 680's Stuart McGinn says as Ontario struggles, Nova Scotia is leading the charge for a vaccine.
This vaccine's first human trial took place in China, and weeks from now, Dalhousie University will begin a trial of their own. So far, the formulation has triggered an immune response, keeping fighting any virus, but sample sizes are still small, and some patients have reported side effects. Laval University professor Gary Kobinger tells the CBC with more than 100 other vaccines being tested worldwide, positive steps like this at least help to narrow things down.
There's no need to have 100 vaccine at the end, but there could be a need to have 10 or 12.
Where the need is now is testing, and we heard a plea from Premier Doug Ford yesterday.
You know, I drive by one of the assessment centers into work every morning, and there's just no lineups. Please go out and get tested. It's absolutely critical.
The number of tests completed has been well below the province's goal for 6 days in a row now, and in the same time frame, new cases have been trending upwards. Just over 11,000 tests were completed, according to today's new numbers, while 412 new cases were confirmed, marking the third straight day that number's been above 400. I'm Stuart McGinn.
After a month of fasting, billions of people around the world will end Ramadan by celebrating in their homes with a quarantine plan. 680's Zahir Hashimi has the details.
It's the last day of Ramadan, and if you're Muslim, that means you're probably gearing towards a pretty big feast tonight and preparing for Eid celebrations tomorrow. The Eid will look a little different this year as the lockdown has canceled most events around the city. Normally, Muslims will start their day at the local mosque for Eid prayer and then gather with friends or family or take out some fun activity. This year, unfortunately, celebrations will look different. Eid prayers will be held online, and most families will be canceling celebration parties with friends and family. We're spending the day indoors. To tell you how we're celebrating this year, here's my mom.
Part of our tradition, like you said, Saint is just that was not just one day, it's just the start for 4 days. So usually we used to go visit each other in each day. We have plans with our kids to go see places. This year we're not able to do that. So for my family, we're just gonna I'm just gonna cook some food and watch movies.
From everyone here at the 680 News Center, we want to wish you a safe and happy Eid. Eid Mubarak, everyone. I'm Zahir Hashimi.
And the city is moving ahead with one more pothole repair blitz today. Crews are working 12 hours a day while following physical distancing measures to make sure the pesky holes all get filled in. The city says in 2020 alone, more than 86,000 potholes have already been repaired, 12,000 in April. Traffic in the city has fallen between
45 and 65% because of COVID-19. The city is still advising anyone driving or biking to expect some minor delays around Toronto.
Put us on and find out what to wear. The best weather reports in the city every 10 minutes on 680 News.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. ENPRO predicts the price of gas will rise 1 cent at midnight to 95.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News time, 5:40.
Starting on May 24th, TSC is offering an extended Today Showstopper special featuring the Curtis Stone Double Burner Grill Pan. Whether you're preparing pancakes and sausages or burgers and steaks, you'll love the large cooking surface because it's perfect for stovetop grilling and oven broiling. Plus, its non-stick DuraPan finish means easy cleanup. Get this extended Today Showstopper special starting on May 24th. Shop tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
680 News time, 5:41. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by Global Story Network. We still have eastbound Lakeshore closed in a couple of places from Windermere to Stadium Road and from Coxwell to Woodbine for active TO until tomorrow night. Should reopen at about 11 o'clock. North and southbound Bayview Extension also closed from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road. And partly because of those closures, you'll find eastbound Gardner heavy going from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. The north and southbound Jarvis ramps to eastbound Gardner, they've been closed as well. We have construction set up on a number of major routes. Southbound 427 from the 407 to Finch, 2 right lanes are blocked off. The westbound Mall and Evans ramp to westbound QEW is closed. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, construction in the left lane. On the westbound 401, the ramp to McCowan is closed because of construction, and westbound 401 at Keel Collectors, 2 left lanes are closed. And on the westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed because of construction. On city streets, southbound Victoria Park is blocked at Sunrise, which is south of O'Connor, and that's because of a collision investigation. And northbound Erin Mills still jammed approaching Burnhamthorpe all due to single lane construction. Download Hockey's favorite podcast, The Suspendables, and celebrate episode 50 with Jim Jerome, Russ Cordnall, and special guest Wayne Gretzky. Your next report is at 5:51. Now with the check of the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And Tim, we're, getting ahead of myself. Well, tonight, 13 degrees, partly cloudy. It's the heat and humidity that I'm worried about as we head into next week. And temperatures tomorrow, still manageable. 23 degrees will be the high temperature. As we head into the afternoon, we do have the chance for a few rain showers, starting at about 5 to 6 o'clock, and then another line of showers, pretty intense line, could bring some steady downpours, a few millimeters of quick burst of rain will come from that. 23 will be the high tomorrow, down to 14. And then I would say tomorrow, if you can spend the day putting the window unit in for the AC, you'll need it, because Monday, 28 degrees will feel like 32 with a mix of sun and cloud, and then it's hot and humid until the middle of next week. Right now, it is 23 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News, 13 is the overnight low.
680 News time, 5:43. IndyCar continues to be on hiatus due to COVID-19, but they've been racing video game style in the meantime. Simon Bennett tells us today the drivers are asking for help from their partners.
They're calling it the Better Half Invitational. Instead of drivers going head-to-head, their partners are instead. Oakville native James Hinchcliffe explained.
For 6 weeks, drivers of the NTT IndyCar Series competed in the virtual IndyCar iRacing Challenge, which means for 6 weeks, our partners had to put up with late nights, early mornings, countless hours in the sim, missed phone calls, missed meals, maybe even a missed birthday or two. So we figured maybe it was time to give them a little something back.
So instead of the mayor of Hinchtown himself, it'll be his wife Becky going. 17 of the drivers' significant others will be behind the wheel racing for the charity of their choice online. It gets going at 2:45 at iRacing's YouTube channel. I'm Simon Bennett.
680 News time, 5:44.
As a homeowner, you have built up equity value in your home. With Capital Direct, equity equals flexibility for homeowners. Flexibility to finance your business. Flexibility to renovate your home. Or flexibility to pay off other bills like credit cards or property taxes. If you've got something you would like to take care of, call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL and see what's available for you. CapitalDirect.ca.
Doctors are good people and only want what's good for their patients. So if they say you can't work, I believe them, and so should your long-term disability insurer. My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your long-term disability claim has been denied, call me at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, we only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It is 23 degrees, partly cloudy, feeling like 26 in downtown Toronto. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories this hour. It's been a beautiful day, and we're finally getting a chance to enjoy the weather after 2 months of quarantine. The city's active TO program continuing with several road closures, helping out with physical distancing. And it is recommended you wear a mask when you are in areas where it is hard to keep a 2-meter distance. All levels of government are stressing that. And a big celebration for Muslims begins tonight. The Muslim Ramadan ending, Eid beginning, but it will be all marked at home this year due to the pandemic.
20 feet, something like that.
Now time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is George Russick.
The NHLPA Executive Board authorized further negotiations with the NHL over how a 2014 return-to-play scenario would play out. Sportsnet's Chris Johnston is reporting that the format of the playoffs is still up for negotiation, but here's what it'll look like. The top 4 seeds, based on points percentage in the East and West, qualify for the playoffs. The next 8 teams in each conference will compete in a best-of-5 play-in series, with the winners going on to face each other's conference's top seeds. ESPN is reporting that the NBA has entered into exploratory conversations with the Walt Disney Company about restarting the remainder of its seasons at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida in late July, according to NBA spokesperson Mike Bass. The NBA suspended its season indefinitely on March 11th in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And finals from the German Bundesliga today. Canada's Alphonso Davies scored to beat Bayern Munich over Frankfurt 5-2. Bayer Leverkusen dumped Gladbach 3-1. Werder Bremen edged Freiburg 1-0. Paderborn and Hoffenheim played to a 1-1 tie, while Borussia Dortmund smothered Wolfsburg 2-0. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 5:47.
Hi, I'm Laura Pedone, Quality Control Manager at Monte Carlo Inns. At Monte Carlo Inns, we know it's not business as usual. In these unprecedented times, we are here for you. Should you need an office away from home or just a comfortable night's sleep, we are taking additional measures to ensure your health and safety. By doing so, we will do our best to make Monte Carlo Inns your home away from home. Visit MonteCarloInns.com for more information.
Hi, Steve Friedman here.
And Pam too. We hope that everyone is healthy and we are now officially open for business.
Shorter hours and all of the safety precautions in place, especially as this new normal begins.
What about our old normal of best selection in leather and fabric seating?
Spending more time at home in comfort from your friends at the Chesterfield Shop.
The Chesterfield Shop, your leather superstar. Celebrating 72 years in the community with no tax specials, plus 1 year with no interest, no payments.
680 News Time, 5:48. While wearing masks can help prevent the spread of COVID-19, some health experts are warning the same cannot be said for wearing gloves.
Professor Keith Warner is a food microbiologist and says if gloves are used as a substitute for hand washing, spreading the coronavirus becomes easier.
If doctors and nurses can wear them, then maybe I should be doing the same, but it's a very different purpose. You know, basically in hospitals, what they're trying to do is you're trying to not get the infectious agent from the actual patient, but also you're trying to avoid taking that infectious agent and passing on to somebody else.
Warner adds healthcare professionals are trained how to properly remove gloves without transferring bacteria between surfaces. He notes concerning behavior he's noticed when the general population uses gloves when eating or talking on the phone.
That was 680's Maddie DeMartz. Intense talks are expected this weekend over how Parliament should function as the COVID-19 pandemic continues.
The House of Commons has been largely adjourned since mid-March, but it's to resume normal operations on Monday.
What normal looks like will depend on the outcome of the talks among federal party leaders. Last month, the Liberals and opposition parties joined forces to reject a Conservative bid to require multiple in-person sittings of the Commons each week. Instead, they agreed to set up a special COVID-19 committee. It has been meeting in the Commons chamber once a week in person, with fewer than 3 dozen MPs actually present and twice a week virtually. Blake Lambert, The Canadian Press.
680 News Time 5:50. A major movie sequel is going back into production.
You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora.
And Pandora will soon be up and running in New Zealand. Production on the Avatar sequels is set to restart next week, the first major Hollywood studio film to get back to work since the COVID-19 pandemic shut down production worldwide. On a pic, producer John Landau posted on Instagram, he says sets are ready and they're excited to head back. New Zealand is allowing TV and film shoots to resume after putting in place new health and safety guidelines. Avatar 2 is due out December 2021, with 3 more sequels set to follow every 2 years after that. Jason Athens at ABC News, Hollywood.
680 News Time 5:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Christine Bangos.
This report is brought to you by Bergmanis Prera Personal Injury Lawyers. We have a delay on the eastbound Gardner from the Humber Bridge over towards the Jameson ramp. And part of the reason is active TO has eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road. And it's also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine. North and southbound Bayview Extension closed from Mill Street up to Rosedale Valley Road. And River is closed between Girard and Bayview both ways. That's all scheduled to reopen tomorrow at about 11 in the evening. Southbound 427 from the 407 to Finch, construction in the 2 right lanes, but I'm not spotting any delay through that area. West Mall Evans ramp to westbound QEW is closed for construction. And we have construction north on the 400 approaching Dunlop in the left lane. On the westbound 401 at Bathurst Collectors, 2 right lanes are closed for repairs. And beyond that, approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed for construction, so you'd be forced to stay with the Collectors. On City Street, south on Victoria Park at Sunrise, which is south of O'Connor, blocked because of a collision. Bergmanis Prera Personal Injury Lawyers thanks our frontline workers and all of you who have made a contribution in the fight against COVID-19. They're proud to stand by your side during these challenging times and will always be here to support you. Visit them at bplawyers.ca. Your next report is at 6:01, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
Thanks, Christine. Once we get past tomorrow, it's a hot and humid stretch. So partly cloudy tonight, 13 is the low. And for tomorrow, sun and cloud, a little cooler by the lake for areas including Toronto Island and for areas, again, from Pickering Beach back over towards areas like Oakville. But as we head into the afternoon, chance for a few rain showers and then a chance for thunderstorms late tomorrow evening. 23 is the high, 14 is the low. Monday, hot and humid, 28 is the high, a mix of sun and cloud. And for Tuesday, 28 as well, partly sunny, and a chance for a few morning rain showers. 29 on Wednesday, mostly cloudy with rain. Each of those days, the humidex will be in the low 30s, so it will feel extremely sticky as you head out across the GTA. 23 now, Pearson, 23 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight low 13.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Walmart.
With Walmart's guaranteed unbeatable low prices, save $2 on a box of Jane's chicken strips or nuggets. Now only $7.97. Walmart, save money, live better. Now your need to know update brought to you by CapitalDirect.ca. Torontonians encouraged to enjoy the beautiful weather, but keep physical distancing in mind. The active TO program shutting down stretches of major roadways like the Lakeshore and Bayview to help with that. The Zoo launched its drive-in experience today, and it's a hit. Tickets selling out almost instantly. And the celebration begins tonight for Muslims who've been marking for Ramadan for the past month. But Eid will have to be celebrated at home and online due to the pandemic. Everything you need to know coming up at 6 o'clock.
Have you heard about direct lending? It's more flexible than bank lending without the bank. With tougher regulations after the financial crisis, traditional banks have cut back on lending to homeowners. With a home equity loan from CapitalDirect, the money that you could use is a simple phone call away. Whether it's home renovations, college tuition, or you just want to pay down taxes, CapitalDirect can help. Go direct. Call CapitalDirect today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL to see what's available for you. CapitalDirect.ca.
Get informed and get the answers you need.
We are working for you.
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day. This is 680 News.
680 News Time, 5:55. Federal Conservative leader Andrew Scheer says it's time for the government to bring back more normal sittings at the House of Commons. He says the government is using the pandemic to avoid having to answer for its response to the crisis. He says a daily press conference by the Prime Minister and other special proceedings are being allowed are not good enough.
Right now, the House is not sitting. It is a special committee, which means that members of Parliament who were unable to propose their own motions, were unable to, for example, get questions on the order paper and the normal tools that opposition parties use to get information out of the government.
All parties agreed to suspend the House of Commons back in March while the country closed down. But Scheer now wants it declared an essential service so it can resume normal sittings. 680 News Time, 5:55.
Are you looking for non-medical face masks? FactoryDirect.ca has one of the best selections of non-medical face masks at some of the lowest prices in Canada. Whether it's disposable, washable, printed, camo, cotton, or your favorite color, we have the face mask to fit your budget and style. FactoryDirect.ca also carries other non-medical products such as hand sanitizer, gloves, face shields, and much, much more. Visit our website at FactoryDirect.ca or one of our 20 stores in Southern Ontario. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Get the products you need today.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Brien, President and CEO of Reliance Home Comfort. Despite everything that's going on, we know that some of you may still need air conditioning, hot water, or plumbing help. I'd like to personally assure you that as an essential service, we're not only here for you 24 hours a day, every day, but also taking steps to make every visit safe for you, your family, and our team. We're grateful to our customers and indebted to our team members at Reliance. We'll get through this together. Thank you.
680 News Time, 5:56. Now time for your business report.
I'm Mike Eples. We're going to get a closer look at the health of the financial services sector this week with the quarterly earnings due from the big Canadian banks. And it's expected the profits and revenue will be down sharply from a year ago. And a key indicator on what to expect for the rest of corporate Canada, how much money are the banks setting aside to cover bad loans for consumers or business clients? Robert Colangelo is a senior vice president with DBRS Morningstar.
It's consistent with what we saw in the U.S. for the Q1 earnings that the U.S. banks did report, but we do have an extra month for the Canadian banks, so Canadian banks will feel a bit more prepared. And again, this is because of the accounting standard being more forward-looking. I mean, I think you've got I think CMHC said that approximately 12% of mortgage brokers had opted for deferral. So there's a significant number of Canadians that are feeling the pain of this pandemic. So it definitely will be a credit story for sure.
And with interest rates plunging to record lows during the quarter and a slowdown in commercial and mortgage lending, the revenue hit could be quite large.
Both from a net interest margin perspective, given that rates are now back to the 25 basis point level, loan growth is going to be pretty muted. We did obviously the banks did see some corporate borrowers access their committed lines, which kind of made their way back into the banks as depositors just to provide those companies with some liquidity. But that in and of itself will be pretty much the loan growth story as the corporate draws that have occurred. Because as you said, March maybe had seen some personal loan growth and mortgage growth because the lockdowns didn't really happen until mid-March. And then the last couple of months, you've obviously had pretty much the country locked down across the board. So loan growth will certainly be very, very low compared to what we've seen in the past.
Robert Colangelo with DBRS Morningstar. In the Business Center, I'm Mike Eples.
Find a car today a much better way. Visit OntarioCars.ca.
Now, see here, I know you're an expert on buying a car and all, and I appreciate that, I really do. But don't you suppose that maybe, just maybe, everybody could use a little help, like Jerry here?
Well, she told me it was easy. I went to OntarioCars.ca, and don't you know, I fell in love with a beauty.
See, look up OntarioCars.ca to find sellers you can trust. Don't worry, you'll be just fine.
The one nut that came loose, the screw out on the other side. Yeah, I don't wear glasses. I forgot to still have these. wear glasses. You know that one.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K.
I didn't know that when I was near Saturday. Now I know that that's what it is.
Maximum tax credit.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and truck donations.
That's crazy.
Right now in downtown Toronto, 23 degrees and partly cloudy. 6:80 news time, 6 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Saturday, May the 23rd. I'm Eden Deveva. And I'm Madison Fitzpatrick. Here's what's making news this hour.
It's getting hot outside, and large groups of people are enjoying the weather a little too close to each other.
A new and better normal. That's what city officials have to say about Active TO. And it's back for another weekend.
The latest updates from Dalhousie University as they continue to work on a new COVID-19 vaccine.
The scenic drive-thru at the zoo is here, but tickets, well, they weren't exactly easy to come by, as thousands waited online, only to see them sell out within hours.
The NHLPA Executive Board authorized further negotiations with the NHL over how a 2014 return-to-play scenario would end coming up in business.
A consensus is growing that home prices will drop, but there are still questions about when and how much.
680 News Time, 6:01. It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Good evening, Carlin Donahue. Hey, Madison and Eden, good evening. This report is brought to you by Rogers Wireless. Right now, it's not too busy. We do have some construction, though. If you're on the westbound 401, the ramp to McCowan is closed for construction. Then at Bathurst in the collectors, 2 right lanes blocked off for maintenance. At Keele in the collectors, we have 2 left lanes closed as well. And then approaching Jane, the transfer from collector to express is closed off at this time. That is 8 for your 401 drive. Eastbound 401 is looking good. The eastbound 407 ramp to the southbound 427 blocked for some maintenance work. Then westbound 407, the ramps to and from the southbound 427 are blocked off as well. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, we've got a left lane closed off. No delays there. The West Mall and Evans Avenue ramps there to the westbound QEW, they remain closed off for maintenance. And then looking on the westbound 403, the Trinity Road from Highway 52 Trinity Road, that's in Hamilton, to Garden Avenue in Brantford, that is closed for some construction. Looking on the eastbound Garden, we're seeing just a little bit of a delay right now on the Hunger Bridge to the Jameson ramp. And then southbound 427 from the 407 to Finch, 2 right lanes are closed for maintenance. Now at Rogers, get 3 months free wireless service when activating a Rogers Infinite plan for small businesses, with financing $75 per month thereafter. Visit rogers.com/business. Now we'll take a look at the forecast with Carl Lamb.
The GTA tonight, partly cloudy down to 13 degrees. Tomorrow's high, 23, sun and cloud. And we do have the chance for some rain showers and also some thunderstorms late in the day. And it will be a little cooler by the lake, and tomorrow's low 14. For Monday, we really crank up the heat and humidity. A mix of sun and cloud, a light southwest wind, a high of 28 degrees, and it will feel like 32. Tonight's overnight low, 13.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy sky, high of 23 degrees, feeling more like 24 with that humidity. And over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions there, feeling like 26. 680 News Time, 6:03. We're enjoying summer-like temperatures here in the city, which is drawing lots of people outdoors to enjoy the warm weather. Hundreds of people have been spotted at popular city parks, including Trinity Bellwoods, which has people wondering how they can stay safe while outdoors. 680's James Mackin reports.
It's crazy to think that just a couple weeks ago it was snowing, but summer weather is here and it looks like it's here to stay. Lots of people are very happy about the change in temperature, including this guy at Trinity Bellwoods Park.
Feels great. It feels good to interact face to face at a distance with some other people.
Trinity Bellwoods is absolutely packed today. Videos from the park showing us lots of people enjoying the temperature. Too many people, in fact, as physical distancing bylaws are still in effect. If you do head outside, don't forget to maintain physical distancing, and it's recommended to wear a mask if you can't stay more than 6 feet apart from others. I'm James Mackin.
Thanks to Active TO, it's getting easier to get out and safely enjoy the weather. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us now with some ways you can enjoy the sunshine from a distance.
It's the second weekend of Active TO, with sections of major city roadways blocked off for walking, running, and biking.
as we learn to live with COVID-19, people still need to be able to get around, and they need to be able to physically distance while they get around.
That's Chair of Toronto's Board of Health, Councillor Joe Cressy, who says active TO is a new and better normal. Now that the city has created more space, Mayor John Tory says maintaining physical distancing in these areas is up to you.
Where you've created more space, then I think people have personal responsibility to follow and try to follow the rules and make a real effort to do so, because it's in our collective interest in terms of maintaining public health and not having a second wave of this virus.
Sections of Lakeshore Boulevard and Bayview Avenue will remain blocked off until 11 p.m. Sunday night. I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 News Time, 6:05. This just into 680 News from Thorncliffe Park, where a man has been shot and has serious injuries. Police say they have left the scene, but officers are in the area continuing to investigate. There's no word on what led to the shooting at this time. Stay with 680 News for more on this developing story. Ontario health officials are now recommending people wear face coverings when you can't be physically distant. Health Minister Christine Elliott has some tips. Your face covering should fit securely with ties or ear loops and be made of at least 2 layers of tightly woven material. It should be large enough to completely and comfortably cover your nose and mouth without gaping, and be able to maintain its shape after washing and drying if it's reusable. She says if you're unsure or have questions, Elliott says there are resources available at ontario.ca/coronavirus. Also, face coverings should not be put on anyone under the age of 2. You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. The milder weather is finally here, and people are desperate to get outside and be active. It seems more people than ever are hopping on 2 wheels. 680's Charlie Close is checking with Cycle Toronto.
Is it the air conditioners, heaters, and everything?
We have been hearing from our bike shop partners that they are having huge demand. A lot of them are doing everything they can to keep up with demand and also practice, the right physical distancing while operating a business. So they're definitely seeing a boost in their sales, even more than usual.
Tavera Nahal with Cycle Toronto tells me, if you're just getting the bike out of storage, do an ABC check. Air, brakes, and chain.
Your wheels are pumped, that your brakes work, give them a squeeze, and that your chain rotates when you're pedaling so that you don't encounter any mishaps on your first bike ride out.
And don't forget the brain bucket. Kids have to wear a helmet. It is the law. Also, if you're a newbie, keep to the trails or quiet neighborhood streets. I'm Charlene Close.
If you're a newbie, like what's
680 News Time, 6:07.
Don't get in the way.
The province continues to struggle with meeting testing numbers. Another province is making headway on a potential vaccine. 680's Stuart McGinn reports.
The vaccine formulation has already gone through a successful first trial in China, where it triggered an immune response, but also did result in some side effects for those taking a heavier dose. With a trial on Canadian soil weeks away, infection disease physician Dr. Mark Loeb tells the CBC this is still in the very early stages.
The story is this safe enough to go on to a next phase? And the answer is yes, it is.
This vaccine is one of more than 100 candidates currently in development around the world. The positive news comes close to home during a tough time for Ontario, where new cases are trending higher and tests complete are going in the opposite direction. But Premier Doug Ford is promising they'll fix this.
We're going to go into communities where there's, as I say, the hot spots, and it's really the urban centers around Toronto that we're seeing.
Today's testing numbers were still well below the province's goal at just over 11,000, while 412 new cases brought the province's total above 25,000. I'm Stuart McGinn.
It's a BYOC at the Toronto Zoo for the next few weeks. Bring your own car. 680's Lucas Cancelato has more on the hottest ticket in town.
In typical Toronto fashion, the struggle to snag tickets to the immersive experience is real. Even amidst a pandemic, the city proved long lineups are still a thing, even a virtual one. Tickets went on sale on Friday, and within minutes, roughly 6,000 people were in the online queue. The tickets were in such demand, the zoo's website crashed, leading to a formal apology from organizers. For those lucky enough to experience the scenic drive-thru today, CEO Dolph De Jong is promising a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Where can we borrow those ideas? We have an amazing audio guide that connects you to the natural history of these animals and the work your Toronto Zoo's doing. And that's so important. People don't realize their zoo's mission, connecting people, animals, and conservation science to fight extinction.
Meantime, the zoo is urging people to visit their website for information on when new tickets will be made available. I'm Lucas Castelletto.
This is 680 News at 6:09.
I just
Many
don't
business
understand
owners
how
are
it came
encouraged
up
to hear about rent
at
relief
all.
from Ottawa, but now they're worried they might never see a
Extinction level
benefit.
events, like
The
what we're going
application
through right
process
now.
will open up on the 25th of May, and the Prime Minister himself encouraged landlords to opt in so their commercial tenants can get some support. But some may not sign up. That's according to Annie Dormeth. She's with the Canadian Federation of Independent Business.
Because of a lot of uncertainty around the program, landlords are unwilling to participate in the program. They don't have a lot of the details about how this will work with them, and therefore are very hesitant to even, participate.
Dormeth says more details are starting to be released now, and she hopes more and more landlords get on board. But her suggestion, the relief should go to tenants directly rather than requiring the landlord to agree. I'm Safe Kaiser.
This is 680 News.
It's now time for the 680 News gas price update. Enbridge predicts the price of gas will rise 1 cent at midnight to 95.9 cents a litre at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather together next. 680 News time, 6:10.
Asking for help isn't always easy, but getting it should be. At Scotiabank, it's easy to apply for financial relief for you or for your business. You can quickly request a payment deferral online or access other financial support options. Or we can talk together about a personalized plan that will help you both today and tomorrow. Visit scotiabank.com/relief to learn more. Scotiabank.
680 News time, 6:11. It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Caroline Donahue. Well, right now, if you're on your evening commute, we just have a bit of construction that might obstruct your drive. So right now on the westbound 401, the ramp to McCowan is closed down. Bathurst in the collectors, we have 2 right lanes blocked off. That's for construction as well. Keel in the collectors, 2 left lanes are closed there. And then approaching Jean, the transfer from collector to express is blocked off at this time. Just checking for delays in all of those spots. Once again, that's on the westbound 401. Not seeing any delays there. So you're good to go. The one spot we are seeing some backup right now is coming on the eastbound Gardner Expressway. So that is kind of starting right around that's starting around the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. It's pretty slow going there. There's no construction or anything like that other than the long-term construction we have. So just a heads up there, it's going to be slow on the eastbound Gardner. Southbound 427 from the 407 to Finch, 2 right lanes are closed off. And then we have the West Mall Evans Avenue ramp to the westbound QEW blocked off for maintenance as well. Your next report's at 6:21 with your forecast. Here is Carl Lamb.
For tonight, down to 13 degrees, partly cloudy, so keep those windows open. Great sleeping weather. For tomorrow, sunny cloud and a chance for rain late in the day. Possible thunderstorm as well. 23 will be the high, and we drop down to 14. There will be a light southeast wind tomorrow as well, so it will be a little cooler by the lake. Tonight's overnight low, 13.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 23 degrees, and at your Airport, cloudy and 23 as well. 680 News time, 6:12. Avon Flores has launched an initiative aimed at letting seniors know they aren't alone during the COVID-19 pandemic. 680's Phil Martino has more on Project Cliff.
Claire Casanelli, the owner of Flowers by Cliff, says Project Cliff stands for Changing Lives with Inspirational Floral. And that's exactly what he's doing. With the help of donations and some of his own funding, he's delivering flowers to seniors.
I realize that we're doing so much for our much-needed frontline workers, but specifically my heart went out to the seniors themselves.
His stops have included Villa Colombo in Kleinburg and Mackenzie House Seniors in Richmond Hill. So far, 650 seniors have received flowers through Project Cliff.
I would love to show all the songs $71 says, "Do not cast me away when I'm old. Do not forsake me when my strength is gone."
Casanelli says it's important to honor our elderly and to let them know they're not alone. I'm Phil Martino.
Still to come on 680 News, as they slowly begin to head back to work, dentists in the province are calling for more protective equipment to keep themselves and patients safe. 680 News time, 6:14.
Hey everybody, it's Tina Fulgeza with your Canadian Family's Got Talent update. The votes are in and the top 3 videos are now in the hands of Simon Cowell. Watch Breakfast Television on Tuesday to see Simon announce the winner of Canadian Family's Got Talent.
Canada, this was brilliant.
And the excitement continues with the season premiere of America's Got Talent Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on City TV. Canadian Family's Got Talent winner announcement Tuesday on Breakfast Television, only on City TV, presented by Canadian Tire.
We're 2 men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think 2 men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you want. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. We're 2 men and a truck. We're open for business. 2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
A few clouds and 23 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening. The 680 News Broadcast Center, I'm Eden Spavak. Here are the top stories this hour. The warm temperatures and sunny skies have drawn out people in droves, which is raising lots of concern around keeping safe while outdoors. And the extension of Atchito couldn't have come at a better time weather-wise. Lakeshore Boulevard West is shut down from Windermere Avenue to Stadium Road, and Bayview Avenue is blocked off from Mill Street until Rosedale Valley Road. Keep it locked into 680 News for frequent traffic reports on the ones. And coming up after sports, we'll have details on Brampton's push to support local businesses. 680 News Time, 6:15. Now 680 Sports and Sportsnet by 90 The Fan. Here's George Russick.
The NHLPA Executive Board authorized further negotiations with the NHL over how a 24-team return-to-play scenario would play out thanks to a vote last night. Under the NHL's initial proposal, the top 4 seeds based on points percentage in the East and the West qualify for the postseason. The next 8 teams in each conference will compete in a best-of-5 play-in series, with the winners going on to face each conference's top seeds. The NBA headed to Disney World. The NBA has been shut down since March 11th because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but ESPN is reporting that the NBA has entered into the early stages of conversations with the Walt Disney Company about restarting the remainder of its season at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida in late July, according to NBA spokesperson Mike Bass. And here are the finals from the German Bundesliga today. Canada's Alphonso Davies scored a power Bayern Munich past Frankfurt 5-2.
They said Bundesliga. Why is there Canadian in there? I thought Canadians are great. Germans are like scary people and don't want to get into arenas with them.
In your life, all the fucking ass kids in the track name is skill. Everybody running will make sure you die for the bill. It's all now. You made a murders on life. All you fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the fucking ass kids in the track name is skill. Everybody guns will make sure you die for the bills.
I run at you like a maniac with a pencil. Fuck the trigger finger, because killing you simple. A psychopath going through a brain relapse. Somebody better hold him down because he's about to attack. They tell me to relax, to stop and take a breath. But the only way I'll get better is by witnessing your death. You can't stop me, motherfucker. I'm getting to you. Ain't got no armor on my chest, but I'll still get through your crew. These drugs they have me on aren't affecting my brain, but the anger that I'm feeling is causing me pain. I'm coming for you, and there is nowhere to run. And when we meet face to face, you know it won't be no fun. Your end is coming near. Can't you feel it's close? Even if I die before you, you'll still be harassed by my ghost. I'll get you any way I can, whether you wake or asleep. Just wanna see you die before I'm fucking dead in the streets.
It's all now. We committed murders on life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard ass kids in the trap name is skill. Everybody guarding will make sure you die for the bills. It's all now. We committed murders on life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard ass kids in the trap name is skill. Everybody guns will make sure you die for the bills.
I don't snatch things like overthrows. I don't steal trailers haters, I steal blows. I don't write tracks like the one notes. Construct some heat and shit and call it a poem. Raw, dirty filth, call me Rome. With the silencer pointed at your dome. Offering you the last call home. One of the sickens clapping at chickens till the bits stop clicking. Toss it aside and grab the next seat around my ride. Always down for homicide when the feet collide. I got enough to provide for all the haters that duck and hide. The quickest on the slide, so make sure your two legs tied and stay inside. A bullet hitting your temple, plus batter should be elemental. Soothe me, keeping me gentle, not consumed by thinking of ways to fuck up your dental. Record over an instrumental.
It's on now, we can hear the murders of life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard-ass kids in the trap, name skill. Live by the gun and we'll make sure you die for the bill. It's on now, we can hear the murders of life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard-ass kids in the trap, name skill. Live by the gun, so make sure you die for the bills. I'm a rapist with words, skillfully pillaging herds. Hate a shank and they tum-tum through the thick of their shirt. Perfected linguists with demonic linguistics. Leave a pentagram life and I don't really give a shit. So cynically simple, ask forgiveness to be. But ain't nobody giving two shits about my state of being. I pepper shots from dive-bars on a Catholic school. Hear the screams and boom blasts from the picks of my tools. No escaping the heart and grip from the frozen heart of my chest. I flex a step and step, next in the short of a sec. You push me, I push beyond the limits of pushing back. Veteran cat, desensitized from the fiends in the past. The world's falling apart, ain't no one here to help you stand. We all victims of the compensation from the sins of man. It's getting worse, here comes the end from the start. Figure your way out or come and join me up in the dark. It's on now, we commit the murders of life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard-ass kids in the trap, name skill. Live by the gun and we'll make sure you die for the bills. It's on now, we commit the murders of life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard-ass kids in the trap, name skill. Live by the gun, we'll make sure you die for the bills. It's on now, we commit the murders of life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the hard-ass kids in the trap, name skill. Live by the gun and we'll make sure you die for the bills. It's on now, we committed murders on life. All your fakes perpetrating, living lies in your life. All the bust-ass kids in the trap, name skill. Live by the guns, we'll make sure you die for the bills.
What the working class sleeps, live my life on the beat. No matter what, I'ma eat. If I'm a burn for a plate, might as well make it a feast. I go hard till I'm in that box. A little baking soda mixed with the cane. Now we cooking rocks. Can't sleep too many jocks. I know they surveillance me. Fuck and let them watch. Satan's calling and we all on the clock. I have this dream, every night it's the same. I'm on the beach, run up and up. Tell me what this mean. You can call it greed, I call it get mine by any means. Yeah, the KID, aka the Sandman, put him to sleep like rockin' bye-bye, baby. Will the sun come up tomorrow? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, the boy, done lost his way. Walking like a master, baby, where they say, yeah, the boy, done lost his way. Nothing good here, I'm a bad slave. Yeah, the boy, done lost his way. Walking like a master, baby, where they say, yeah, the boy, done lost his way. Nothing good here, I'm a bad mistake. Yeah, the boy. I was raised up west side, money motivated mind. Teens standing corners, holidays be on the fucking grind. Do this all the time, every day, you know I gotta ride. Money be a girl, say goodbye, cause now the bitch is mine. It's just another day, another crime. We live in the devil's way like renegades. Watching Tuesday great, these are the end of days. Get on your knees and pray like you're about to meet the Lord today. Slowly starting to fade, lost, slipping into an unconscious state. You don't want that faith, living life in the hood is for the soul. Just when you fold up, the paper I use for my push, time to roll up. So high hat caught never showed up or what? So look, get fucking get more bucks. What that mean for a nigga like me? I might rob your whole family tree. Yeah. What that mean for a nigga like me? I might rob your whole family tree. Yeah, boy, turn lights this way. Walking like you miles so ready for the city. Yeah, boy, turn lights this way. Nothing good here, all the time was playing. Yeah, boy, turn lights this way. Walking like you miles so ready for the city. Yeah, boy, turn lights this way. Nothing good here, all the time was playing. Yeah, boy.
Tip over. Stupid piece of it's not going in. Controller to fucking tell what the fuck. For fuck's sakes.
Focus on what matters most right now. For more details, visit infinityofwillowdale.com. For the past several months, we stayed home. At Alex Amians, we want to thank you for doing your part. Our Florida stores are now open with safety measures to protect you and our employees. We're ready to serve you in-store, at home, online, or by virtual visit at alexanian.com. Our vendors are providing a special reopening discount, and we're passing them on to you.
Your vendors,
Now
are you the
like
vendor?
never before on all carpet, flooring, and area.
They're the supplier. What? I want to talk to the wholesaler.
680 News Time, 626. Now time for the 680 News Weekend Business Report.
I'm Martin McMahon. Given the mass unemployment and the struggles for many businesses, there's an expectation home prices will drop. The question is when and by how much. Evan Siddall, the head of Canada Mortgage and Housing, is out with a projection that home prices could fall as much as 18% over the next 12 months. I'm discussing this with Tom Davidoff, an economist at UBC Sauder School of Business who focuses on real estate. Tom, what do you make of this projection?
If you have people with continuing inability to